The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm talking about tips to help you seek information for buying, selling, or otherwise for video games. I get asked all the time lots of questions about video games. I'm honored. I'm honored that people are reaching out to me. Hey, have you seen this? How much is this worth? Where do I go to sell this? A lot of those questions, I get that on a daily basis. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to answer these questions in detail, and so I thought it'd be important to do a video, and maybe you're new to my channel, to help you folks seek out information to help sell your video games or to find information about games, etc. There's a lot of people looking for video games out there. There's a lot of great information on the internet. Now, step one, you find a video game and you don't know, maybe it's something you didn't grow up with. Maybe you didn't grow up with old school Nintendo. Now, common systems such as Nintendo N64, Sega Genesis, there's a lot of great information. But for some of the more obscure stuff, you might have to dig around. I would start with Google. I know that's cliche, but typing something in Google, if you have a title of a game, type that in. You might have to type a couple different things in on Google to seek some information out. Now, Google is just one place where you can find information. There's a lot of forums that have a lot of great information for older stuff. Atari Age, for anything like pre-Nintendo, is a great place to seek out old computers, old game consoles, etc. You just have to find the right forum. I totally recommend it, especially if you grew up with stuff beyond Nintendo. You may not know a lot of information on that old school stuff, and so it's a great place to seek and find information. Collectively, I find that if a bunch of eyeballs are looking at an item, it's better than just one person. And so I collectively work with other collectors and have found a lot of great information, but not one person is not the end-all be-all for information. I've done my research, and I'm constantly talking to other people about, hey, what do you think of this? What's this about? And Atari Age is just one forum for like the old school stuff. If you are into Nintendo Age is a great place for finding information about anything Nintendo collectibles, signs, promos, etc. Also, there's some great sites for information about the insides, and so there's several sites that have information on whether a cart is real or not. You have to seek these out. SNES Central is one, and that's for if you want to know if a board is legit or not. There's a lot of fakes out there, and so there's many sites where you can go to have the inside boards of things, and so you have to seek that out. And it's hard because sometimes people want an answer right now, and oftentimes that doesn't happen that way. You have to search, you have to talk to the right people. People get busy, and you might have to wait a couple days to hear back from somebody. And so I want people to find their information. Unfortunately, sometimes people can get really impatient about seeking that out. I encourage you just to be patient. I encourage you that it takes time sometimes when people to respond back and stuff, or to seek information on some things. You're not going to find your information instantly sometimes, and that can be frustrating because we live in an instant society. Alright, so information, there's a lot of information out there. There's many books and resources that can help you with your collecting. Let's get back to prices. So of all the questions I get asked a lot, I get a lot of questions about prices. Unfortunately, I'm not the price guy, okay? Prices change all the time. And the first place I'm going to recommend people to go, and I recommend you to go, is completed eBay auctions. You can also do price charting, and so there's pros and cons to that. But completed eBay auctions is a good place to get a baseline of what something is worth. Now, you're not going to find everything on eBay. There might only be a couple sales per year, and so it's just a baseline. It's just a baseline. There's other resources that you can use, but that is a good starting point on what something's worth. I want to help people out, and there's a lot of information out there about video games, and places to sell. eBay is just one place. You can find a Facebook collectors group that's like a trade group or a marketplace. Those are other places where you can sell. Now, it's important to note that typically if you sell on those places, that you're not going to get what you find on eBay. And so you definitely have to negotiate. If someone's not getting back to you because you put a price on a game, it's probably because either the price is too high or the demand's low. And so there's just a lot of people in the buying and selling right now of video games, and so it's all over the place. And I want to help people out. I want this to be friendly. I want this to be helpful. And you know, I can't always get back to people on the intricate details about their collectible item. And so it's important to know that. Now, with that being said, that there are often times when something comes up that is nowhere. And again, what I said earlier in this conversation, the more eyeballs you can get on something, the more people you can talk to, the better understanding you can have of an item. Now, if someone comes to me with a Nintendo collectible, something old, hey, have you ever seen this before? The first response I'm going to say is, have you posted this on an online forum? Have you posted this somewhere? Because typically, if it's something like that, I typically may not know. And so getting other people to see, hey, what this is about, what is this? This is interesting. The other thing to watch out for is if someone is telling you about it and also offering to buy it. And so you may want to talk to someone else about it as well. And so, unfortunately, there's that. And then there's another problem too. Sometimes when you think you've never seen something before, you think it's worth a lot. And unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that it's actually the opposite. Just because you haven't seen a game item doesn't mean it's worth a lot. And sometimes I get out of people, oh yeah, you know, I really need, you know, to pay this bill, or I need this to, I need to pay this off. And that's why they're seeking information on this game. And so they're trying to hype this value of this item up. And it doesn't work like that. Also, another thing when it comes to value of games is that this happens a lot too. Some people will attach like a personal story to a game, and they're really attached to it, and you can tell they're passionate about it. Just understand that attaching that personal story to that game is not going to make the game worth any more to anybody else. And so that's a really hard one for some people to understand, is that, you know, that might be your grandpa's game and that was a great story, but it doesn't make it worth anything more when it comes to monetary value to somebody. And so it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Right now is a really interesting market. I'm seeing some games sell for ridiculous amounts right now. Other games are selling for less. You know, it's an up and down market, and I want to help people. I want this video to be helpful. I'm not here to say, hey, don't bother me with something that you have. It's just that I can't always respond with the answer when the answer is already out there by just searching into Google or going on an online forum. And so I wanted to do this video just to be helpful to other collectors. Also, I do have a private closed collectors group on Facebook, and you're welcome to join it. And other collectors look at items and stuff, and we talk and share information about video games. And so it's a great place to come hang out, and I love to have people join it. And so I love talking to other collectors about video games, and you know, I love video games. And so hopefully this is helpful to you. I want it to be helpful, and thought it'd be an interesting conversation piece. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in to my humble channel as I march towards 70,000 subs. I have been doing some streaming lately, and I love it. And so I'm going to continue to be doing some streaming, talking about my favorite games, and as well as doing some other things. And so, yep, playing on the PS4. I just did one this last week, and I loved it. So yeah, I'm going to continue to do those, but I'm still going to do standard recorded videos as well. Thank you so much for people continuing to tune in. Also, if you want to continue to support me and fund my channel, I also have a Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, you can support me there. $1 a month for an exclusive video. Thank you so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the immortal John Hancock. You take care.